Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Grease Trap. How you doing out there in the world?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. How's everybody doing?
H-I-G-H.
Hi.
Is everybody out there in the world doing really super good right now? Good.
I hope so.
That's
they deserve
amazing.
To be. I doubt they are, but they deserve to be.
Oh, they are, Paul. I can just sense how good everyone's doing out there in the world. I just have a sixth sense for that.
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel them. I feel them out there doing good.
You doing good yourself, TJ?
We were talking about meeting girlfriends' dads, which is a really interesting topic to me. You know, we don't got to talk about it if you guys don't want to, but
Go ahead.
it's always interesting to me.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I was kind of following along the plot because you said mostly went well, but you had a tale about one that did not quite go
A
so
tale
well.
of a bad dad
Yeah.
meets.
I
in
recently met my
Greece.
girlfriend's dad for the first time, and it went really well. We got along really well, and that's
Good.
usually what has happened in my life experience. But there was one that was real bad, and there was just nothing I could do. You know what I mean? It was my first one, my first serious kind of girl that I would call a girlfriend was in high school, and I met her dad for the first time when I went to pick her up to take her to prom. Right, junior, senior prom.
Right.
And I showed up. Now my car, look, dude, I was one of the only people I knew that owned my own car. Most of the dudes that picked up their chicks that night picked up their chicks in their dad's car that they borrowed.
Right.
Oh, they probably had the limo, right? They rented
Or
the
they paid for the limo or whatever. Yeah, but nobody I knew had that kind of money. There was no.
Fair enough.
I mean, maybe there was a couple of kids whose parents sprung for that shit, but when it came to like cars, most people were showing up in dad's nicer car that dad was like, you better be fucking careful. Don't drink, motherfucker. I didn't have to have that talk. I just jumped in my ride. Now, the problem is my ride was like a 1981 Ford Tempo with a 9-inch nail sticker on the back and a Darwin fish. So like a Jesus fish with legs and a mouth and eyes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But whatever. I mean, fuck.
The
I
dream car that every dad wants to see pull up to pick up their daughter.
I owned it. You know what I mean? I own the fucking car.
Right.
Is the point.
You got your own car.
I show up to pick this girl up, and I'm dressed to the nines. You know what I mean? I went to like the little local shop that fits you for a tux, and you rent it or whatever.
Right.
I had a boutonniere. You guys remember? You ever deal with a boutonniere? You guys ever go to a dance like this?
I did one time, and it was the worst experience of my life. Well, it wasn't the worst experience.
Oh, this
of my
one was
life,
pretty bad for me too.
But it was pretty bad, so I never went again. I
went to a couple, and they were just really terrible affairs. You know, you get the cop a feel though.
Although I wish I would have danced with that fat bitch that wanted to dance with me.
Not bad.
So there's this weird
whatever.
ritual.
You're in the middle of your story.
There's a weird ritual where the man has a boutonniere,
right,
which is like a little flower that goes on your lapel, and a woman gets. You guys remember the name of what a woman gets?
Corsage.
Yeah, Scotty
got it. A corsage. It's like a flower that goes around your wrist, and the dude is responsible for bringing both of these.
Right,
and then you slip the corsage on the girl's arm, and she pins the boutonniere to your lapel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the ritual. So I showed up, and I was dressed nice. I was in a tux. I get out of my car. I got a boutonniere. I got a corsage. They're both nice. You know what I mean? I spent some dough. And I, by the way, spent my own money on that shit.
Yeah.
Money I had for my job. The reason I'm trying to paint myself as such a good teenager is because of what comes next.
Right.
I knocked on the door, and this dude answers the door, and he looks like an aged Dolph Lundgren. This big
dude.
You know what I mean? Like he was just this big redneck.
Fuck, man.
Face all weather beaten, so he kind of looked like he had that Clint Eastwood man with no name look, like he just lives outside, you know?
Yeah. Leathery.
Wearing flannel and jeans that are kind of dirty, and boots, work boots that look like they get used.
Oh,
and he's
shit.
just standing there. He doesn't say a word. You know, and I'm standing there with my fucking boutonniere looking up at this dude. With my Darwin fish right in his face, you know what I mean? On the back of my car. And I said, hello, sir. I'm here to pick up I'm here. I won't say her name because I don't want people being retarded, but I'm here to pick up Jessica. And he was like, huh. I mean, he literally did. I've never really had that done to me a whole lot in my life. He went, huh.
Oh, damn. You know, oh,
And I
just
shit
fucked
you
it up
not,
for you.
it gets worse. He turns around, right? He doesn't let me into the house yet. He turns and looks away from me and yells into the house, Jessica, a little hippie faggot is here. And he just walks off. And I was like,
Oh, fuck, dude.
what? I didn't say that, but my brain was just complete mush. I walked in. Her mom was super nice to me. It was such a contrast. Her mom was like, oh my God, honey, come in. You look so handsome. Oh my God, Jessica, come over here and put on your corsage and take a picture with him, blah, blah, blah. And this dude, he just loomed in the background and made horrible quips about me. Like, her mom would say, oh, you look so cute together. And he would say some shit like, looks like a dude standing next to something that's way more than he deserves. And I'd be like, huh? You know, and the pictures are all me like looking at him going like, what the fuck? And he did something to me that you've probably seen in movies and shit before. When I left, he was cleaning his shotgun in the living room.
Oh,
The man
dude.
cleaned his shotgun in front of. So I turned around. I was in the dining room area, sitting at the dining room table with her mom and her brothers, who were both cool to me. They were both around my age, and they were cool to me. And you know, the only one in the house that had a problem was Dad. And when I got up to leave with her, she left, and her mom just like caught me in conversation, but it wasn't like she was warning me away from her. She wasn't like that. She was like, have fun, be very careful. If you need any help, or if anything happens, here's my number, and blah, 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 right? I turn around to leave, and Jessica has already left to go out to the car. And I walk through out of the dining room through the living room. Her dad is there with his fucking shotgun in his lap and like an oiled rag. And he's like, have fun tonight. Not too much though. You know, and he's just polishing. And I'm like, oh God. Like, yes, sir. Not too much fun. You know, and I left, and that was that, you know, that was the extent of that. The dance was also horrible. I took her to the classiest fucking place, though, because the classy dudes, what we used to do is we didn't go straight to the dance. We came a little early and we took the chick out to dinner.
Ah,
so
that's true.
After I'd spent my tux money, after I'd spent my boutonniere and corsage money, right, I'd saved up a little extra.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get the limo. But you know what she did get? You guys, I bet you guys might be able to guess it, dude. Classy. Class. Think class in your head.
All right.
But I guarantee both of you has been to this joint before multiple times.
I know it wasn't Waffle House because I took you to your first Waffle House, but I feel
there were
like
no Waffle Houses where I grew up.
I know, but I feel like that's the level of class that
Dude, I
teenage
feel
Paul
like-
was into.
I feel like it's I feel like it's Cali. I feel like it's Sizzler.
You're in the zone.
Oh shit.
You're in the right zone, Scotty.
Sizzler zone.
I would put Sizzler up there, but it's, you know, you've been to this restaurant, Scotty, and you know what I'm talking about.
Is it the Black Bear one?
Let me see if I can help you out.
Oh, the Sal's? The taco
No,
place?
no,
dude.
Scotty. This was no Sal's. Sal's is gut bucket shit. This is sit down. Think a certain type of music playing in the air of this restaurant.
Was it
Scotty.
Olive Garden?
Oh, yes, it was, TJ. Yes, it
It
was.
was Olive Garden. All right.
I took Jessica straight to that motherfucking Olive Garden, dude. I took her to
Damn.
the Olive fucking endless breadsticks garden.
Dude, and before anyone criticizes Paul, Olive Garden, people gotta understand, back in the day, was viewed as a classy fucking joint, dude. I don't know why it was. Like when I was growing up as a kid, it was a big deal to go to Olive Garden. And then they changed over the years when basically their clientele died off or became boomers.
Yeah,
You know, but
we were
damn, that's a good choice, Paul. I compliment you on your choice.
we went to the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
It was between the Olive Garden and the old Spaghetti Factory. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
have ever been
damn.
in one of those.
Those are cool. I like those. Yeah.
But when we went to the Olive Garden, we ate. We got to the dance just in time. We took our pictures together. We sat down with our group of friends. I waited around for a while, and then a song came on, and I asked her if she wanted to dance, and she told me she was not feeling good. I was like, "What? Like what? Like how?" She goes, "Like my stomach is fucked up." So she ate something at the Olive Garden, There was something rotten in the apple pile over in the Olive Garden. She's like, my stomach just does not feel good. And I was like, fuck. She goes, you go have fun. And so I went out and I danced around on the dance floor with a couple of people or whatever. And I came back to the table and she looked like shit. And I looked at her and I was like, do you want to go home? She was like, yep. And I said, okay. And I just left. So that was my dance. I took her home. Her dad was waiting for me. I brought a sick daughter back to him. And I was like, she got, we went to the Olive Garden. We didn't even dance, sir. She got sick and she asked me to bring her home. And I'm here to make sure she's okay. Is there anything I can do? And he was like, go home. Shut the door. And I was like,
well, that's that.
You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up, Paul? Is that dude probably, because if the mom and the wife was real nice, it was probably them fighting, and that was probably like a compromise of like, that was as nice as he was going to be to you. Like his initial thing was probably like, he ain't coming, it ain't gonna happen.
You know what the funny thing is that dude bumped into me years later. I worked at a fucking
really
Starbucks. Yeah, I worked at a Starbucks out in it was kind of at the edge of town near where a bunch of farmers were at. And he was, he was an older dude, and I was, I was in my 20s and shit. And he came in one time and he immediately saw me and he was like, dude, can you take a break? And I was like, oh, fuck, is he going to break my legs on my break? You know what I mean? And I took my break with him and I sat out there and he just was the nicest dude to me. Like his whole fucking idea about me has changed. You know what I mean? He's just like, man, it's so good to see what you're doing and blah, 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 blah. And I've been wondering about you. And I know Jessica still talks about you. You should hit her up. And, oh, you're engaged. Oh, that's cool. I don't want to, I'm just saying as friends or whatever. Well, whatever, dude, take care. Hope I see you here. I come here pretty, he was just a cool dude.
Weird.
And I was like, you called me a hippie faggot and polished your gun in front of me the last time we talked.
Did you mention that at all? Or are you just like,
no,
not looking a gift horse in the mouth?
Would you have?
Yeah, I think I would have.
If it was going positively.
No, because I would have been too baffled. I'd just been like, okay, let's just, now that we're all on nice terms here, I mean, I hate to maybe fuck this up.
Okay, but you know why he
did
it, dude. He just did that. He was probably just raised with the expectation, like, if you got your daughters,
like
it's
his job to be intimidating to you,
yeah,
I guess. Or
basically,
something.
Yes. So
to
he probably just felt like that was self-explanatory.
Honor, Maybe he felt bad, like he scared you off or something, I don't know.
Yeah,
like maybe he's like, damn it, I went too far with it,
Or maybe he just saw that I wasn't like what he thought I was, like some burnout piece of shit. Like I had a job and a car, and maybe she, I don't know.
Maybe she shacked up with someone way worse than you, Maybe she got with some dude that was just like fucking way worse, and
maybe she brought home some heroin junkie or some shit, and he was just like, man, that Paul guy that used to chase after you. I mean, I wish he would have ended up with him.
I wish he was back with Paul.
Paul wasn't doing meth every night.
Yeah.
What's up, pops?
Want to go smoke some glass? It's like, oh shit, dude.
What the fuck, dude?
I never really had a bad, even like when the situation was like built around like this is gonna be bad. I never really had a bad like dad encounter,
That's weird to me, and I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with your personality or you personally. It has to do with what you do for a living.
Yeah,
it's weird to me that you've had all these significant others, or
Well, you know what? It's like. Okay, so like twice now I've thought it was going to be bad, but then it was always good. Like, so I never met my first girlfriend's dad. Okay, so the only two times I've even met a dad, I've only met two dads ever. So the first time was when Holly left her boyfriend and moved and just drove like clear cross country down in Louisiana to fucking come move in with me. And her dad happened to live in the New Orleans area. And he's like, and of course she left without telling anybody what the fuck she was doing until she was already like doing it. And they were just like, oh my God, Holly's lost her mind or whatever. But she just didn't want to be with her piece of shit boyfriend anymore. But her dad is like, I'm going to go and I'm going to fucking see what the fuck is going on here. you know, and he shows
That's
up.
not good. That's
Right.
so. How did you navigate this?
He comes up to, you know, he pops out and you can tell he was pissed. Like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he saw me and he's like, holy shit, you're big. I don't want to kick your ass. Let's fucking just talk, you know? And then, so he came like, I guess, ready for violence, but then he's like, oh shit, this dude's like 6'6". So let's just go to PF Chang's and talk. And so we went to PF Chang's and ate appetizers and just bullshitted, and, you know, things were friendly. And then the other time when I met Chelsea's dad, you know, the lead up to that was she was telling me all of like these like super conservative views he had and shit. So I even like went out of my way to make videos like pissing to like designed to piss this guy off, right? And I'm like, send that to your dad. Tell him it's to him. You know, like I was making videos based on shit that she had told me he said, where I'm refuting what he said and shit. So I'm like openly antagonizing her dad, like from across the fucking country and shit.
I remember some of those videos you made too, and like, I'm like, why are you making this video? I'm like, this video's gonna piss off Chelsea's fucking dad. And I'm like, all right.
I'm not even trying to build bridges of goodwill or anything.
Wow.
And then, but then he meets me and we talk, and it's like he's like, you know, and we just fucking, I don't know, I'm good at listening to people, so I don't know, you know, we just got along. So even like though in both instances where I met my significant other's father, it was always like the circumstances around it were always like, this is going to be a disaster. But then the reality of it was always like, oh, we're all cool with each other. So,
yeah. I'm trying to think of how many dads I've met. So I've met that one that I told you about. And then I did like a stepdad, but I don't think stepdads count.
Oh, stepdads.
Maybe they do.
Stepdads count.
So the next one I never met the dad, but I met a stepdad. And that went okay. I remember that being fine. Then the next one, I remember the dad didn't really like me all that much. Like it wasn't a super warm relationship, but he had, I could tell his stance was, well, as long as he's like got a job and she's happy, you know what I mean?
Right.
So whatever he thought about me, he let slide.
Yeah, basically like he was like, look, I'm just going to give you like a baseline of respect, and you know, that's it.
So I had that. And then this last one, which happened yesterday, was in my mind, in comparison to those other ones, it was like a fucking home run. Because me and the dude just sat and he did most of the talking, but I interjected and we had an interesting conversation about politics and like social media and hearing aids. And then he left.
There you go.
Yeah, hearing aids are they're pretty
We
useful.
bumped elbows. You know, he said he liked me at one point in the conversation.
I like you. Well,
in my world, in the world of meeting your girlfriend's dad, that's a home run to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially especially when there's a somewhat significant age difference between you and your girlfriend.
Right.
Is there? I
was prepped.
I never knew.
I was prepped to be very forcibly examined. I was prepped for the old colonoscopy yesterday, and I didn't get it. So,
and you know what, Paul? But how do you know you didn't?
Maybe I did get the colonoscopy, and I
yeah,
did.
that's what I'm saying. You never know. But because I mean, like, there's different standards, and obviously, like, it's because you're assuming, and you guys are assuming that like all probing questions and things of that nature are going to be like aggressive. Now, some people might have the more velvety, like, I like you, Paul. You're my friend. Tell me all of your schemes.
One of the things he liked about me, and one of the things we shared in common that I think bought me a lot of points, is that we're both frugal type of people. Like it came up in conversation. It came up in conversation, and I was like, I don't spend a lot, and it makes, my place isn't the best decorated place or whatever, and we don't have all the best shit. But I was like, I don't need that. I'm not really materialistic. And he was like, oh, I live the same way. Blah, 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 And I was like, whew, yes, I'm in there. But you're right, though. I probably did get his version of the colonoscopy because he checked me on politics. We started with politics.
Yeah.
And
always a good icebreaker.
I didn't come. I think wisely, I didn't come right out and go like, I'm a total accelerationist who's completely given up on the American political system and capitalism in general. And I hate every single politician. And I wish the entire system that supports them would dissolve into anarchy for a while so we can rebuild it. I didn't do it. I said, I just kind of went along because I know enough about the little what's goings on. I talked about how Trump might have dementia. He loved that. He really hates Trump.
Oh yeah,
he's with you, TJ.
Bring out your good fucking your anti-Trump. Like, really, if you fucking get a sense of like where someone is politically, you really can kind of just feed them back their own bullshit.
Well, and it wasn't even necessarily disingenuous,
right? Because Trump sucks.
Right?
It's not like hard to fucking come up with anti-Trump shit.
I think Donald Trump is a buffoon, and I think he's hilarious to make fun of. So I just did that for a little while, and then he, the one thing I didn't challenge him on, and I'll admit I was maybe too cowardly to do it, was he is on your fucking kind of train, the Biden, the riding with Biden train.
Wait. The shoddy subjective moral reasons for voting. Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm the better of two evils.
That's exactly what it was. He was like, look, his thing was he was like, we got to get Trump out of there at all costs. He's a total fucking buffoon. And, that's got to be number one. And look, if Biden's the way we got to do that, then let's do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. Now, personally,
so
I might have a personal fucking issue with that, but I can't really argue with the logic behind that.
Biden meets black leaders, promises. Okay. I'm just like looking at Biden shit.
Mm.
I heard somehow Biden saying something about like shoot unarmed protesters in the legs or some bullshit. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Another old man ramble.
Yeah. This is our position. Trump's position is shoot him. Biden's like, shoot him in the leg. It's like, why is this what the fuck has happened?
Like, what the fuck?
Oh god, this is the left position now.
Dude.
Okay.
The only way to make Joe Biden appealing is put him next to fucking Donald Trump. like that's basically America right now. Like any other time, like Joe Biden, they would laugh you out of the fucking room. But then it's all like, now who's he stand next to? It could be Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Man, he ain't looking too bad. It's like that's basically what we're left with. You have a bunch of people going, Biden ain't too bad because Trump is saying like kill the protesters.
Right.
I mean, come on, that's what he's fucking saying. He might not be going out there and just saying it because he knows you can't say that. But it's like we need to be strong with them. You guys are too weak with the protesters. It's like, yeah, Trump's way of dealing with protests is the same way as they dealt with them in Syria. Kill them all. Just start shooting at them.
Gotta shoot them all. Donald Trump. I don't want to get too much into the protests because I don't know what the fuck the status of
violence
that is, but
on their end too, because
I don't want to get too topical because this might be weeks till this comes out. But
it doesn't matter.
Right now, the protests are going on, so
it applies, TJ. It still applies. No matter what's
look, protests have been going on since there's been human civilization, TJ.
I believe it's all one protest. I believe every protest that's ever happened has been part of the same symphony of human fucking rebellion.
Oh yeah.
And that the beat goes on, TJ.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The beat goes on.
Fair enough, Paul Ziegler.
Dude, the next time you stream, TJ, you should try and one-up me with my Johnny Cash rendition, dude.
Johnny Cash? I heard your
You didn't hear me do Johnny Cash?
No, I heard your Louis Armstrong, I think. But
yeah.
Dude, I did a pretty decent Johnny Cash at the top of my last
I didn't know that.
What song did you do?
I did When the Man Comes Around.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a very Paul-esque choice, so I'm not surprised.
So I challenge you, TJ. The gauntlet is thrown down. You got to open, instead of fucking opening your stream with a bunch of, you can play your cool ass fucking custom made designer, amazing atheist rock song that you play now, which is cool. And then when it's time to start streaming, instead of launching straight into it, you throw down something that's going to beat me, TJ.
Sing some Johnny
Cash. That's the sign of hopefully a TJ renaissance for his channel. His hard rock song.
Yeah.
He had a song back in the day. Remember he had the Amazing Atheist.
Oh yeah.
Well, this one's way cooler than that.
It's like folksy and shit. The Amazing Atheist, and then He had like a little animation that went with it.
Yeah,
This
when'd
one-
you even get that made, TJ?
This one has like lyrics and shit.
Yeah, this one does. It's a whole song. Is it
Some-
Marshall Manson?
No,
Did
it's
someone
not.
just did
It's
someone
It
just
sounds
make that
Marshall
for you,
Manson-esque.
or did you have it made?
some dude. By the way, 5-minute warning. Some dude fucking came to me and he's like, "Listen to my music," which is universally always awful, right? So like usually people will send me their music and I'll listen to it and I'll be like, I'm not even gonna say nothing because this is awful. I don't want to hurt this person's feelings and shit. But this dude sent me his music and I actually listened to some songs. I'm like, God damn, this is actually pretty fucking good. I think you're the first person to ever send me music that wasn't dog shit. So I was like, you should do a fucking theme song for me. And he's like, oh yeah? I'm like, yeah, do it. And then he did it. So
Cool.
Neat.
well, his first
I
lyric,
like how that worked out.
his first version of it was like way too egocentric to the point where people would have like been like super critical. It was like his hair shines like a, it's like no, okay, like I like myself in the chorus, but like the lyrics themselves should be like directed towards like the listener.
So you basically just made a song by committee with a dude that's really talented at making
Yes.
songs.
I wouldn't even give myself that level of involvement. He fucking sent me a rough draft, and I'm like, okay, I like where you're going, but I don't like I think the lyrics are too up my ass. So, like, let's direct the regular
Pull
lyric.
it out a quarter inch, okay? Only
Right.
leave the head.
No,
in
no.
the
Like, I definitely want the song to fucking aggrandize my ego, but it can't go too far with it because then people are gonna be like, this is fucking just too self-indulgent.
Look, right now it's balls deep in my ass, and
Right.
I love it. Trust me. And if I
Yes.
could release that in a perfect world, if I could just release
Exactly,
that, I
yes.
would. But listen, people are going to be negatively responsive to it. So what I want you to do, don't pull the whole dick out now, honey. Leave it in there where mama likes it, okay? But just pull it out about 3/4 of the way, okay? Not to
Yes.
the hilt.
Well, no, what I
the hill.
basically told him, I didn't actually. It's more akin to it's more akin to you leave the dick in, but you gotta fucking reach around and jerk off the audience a little bit too.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Good idea.
So basically,
Good
like
idea.
now, the verses of the song are still are all like the audience, like they're talking to them like. Can you see the stupidity around you? You're better than other people. Da 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 da.
Right. I listened
so,
to it last
yeah.
night for the first time.
And
I was
then
like, oh,
so
shit.
he's jerking them off, but meanwhile the chorus is still which almost makes it seem like I'm the solution to whatever problems the
Right.
audience
You're
is
the
having,
one. You're
right?
the guru.
Yeah.
You're the guru that everybody's got to go to for the
So
answers
really,
to all
it's
of these
actually
issues.
more egotistical than it was before, but it comes across less egotistical. So
TJ, can I just say something?
I think I struck the perfect balance.
You are the most lovable scumfuck I've ever known in my entire fucking life.
Wait, I'm the most what scumfuck?
The most lovable
Oh,
scumfuck.
cool. Well, that's
TJ.
good.
That is good. No, I don't mean that as a fucking negative thing.
It's an interesting tightrope to walk. So
Well, you walk it like
I
a
think it's
champ,
because I'm forthright with my horrible tainted
Yeah.
self-serving thought process. So
That helps. But even when you're not self-aware enough to know you're doing something, I cannot stay mad at you for longer than 20 or 30 minutes max. You know what I mean? And then I just start laughing along with you because I'm just like, it's fucking TJ. What do they expect to happen?
I
Oh,
love
it.
I love the
mean,
sublime
you have to
pleasure of
question
being
this.
me.
How sincerely does TJ even hold any of these beliefs, anyways?
What beliefs? Which ones?
I mean, we
Depends
can
on-
go down that rabbit hole if you want to.
Depends
Scott,
on the
but
belief.
He just wins every time.
But what I'm saying to you is that like with TJ, like there's just like a lot of people have this just a constant evolution of
That's
just
true.
like different bullshit that's gonna happen. And I just pretty much accept like whatever. If TJ comes tomorrow and has like this is my new thing, I'm just gonna be like, all right, TJ. Because I mean that's how he's gonna be. He's always been that fucking way. Like
I love
TJ
that
shaves his
TJ
head.
I love that his latest reinvention comes with like an epic rock song. Like
That's
he's
what I'm saying. It's good.
he's power sliding on his knees back onto the stage with all the pyro going off. You know what I mean? I love TJ for that. You know what I mean? Are you
Well,
going to be able to maintain that energy, TJ?
I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck it came from. So
Well, I hope so, TJ. I hope this is the time.
Who knows?
You're the Rocket Man, TJ.
Rocket Man.
You're the Rock
It Man. All
I'm
right.
gonna be
Out his views out there.
That
Hello?
signals that our episode is over. Goodbye.